Hello everyone, this is John from Civil Center and welcome to our channel. As you know, Civil Center is continuously working with the vision to guide civil engineering student and professional. And for that, we have started this series on Tekla Structures in which we are learning how you can do the detailing of a G+1 residential building. So far we have covered a lot of points like how you can model all the structural members in Tekla Structures. Along with that, we have learned about the view commands and the edit command. And right now we are doing the reinforcement of the footing. So we have learned two methods. And what were they? How you can provide the reinforcement in the footing using bar. And the second one is using the bar group. Now today we will learn about the third method, that is how you can provide the reinforcement in footing using the components. So we will discuss about the application and components over here, then how you can modify those components and how you can use them to provide the reinforcement in your structure members. And basically we will stick today's session to the footing itself. Okay, so without wasting the time, let's start. So we have already completed this part in the previous session. Now we are going to just maximize this one, and over here we will just show the entire model. So for that, let's click on redraw view and then fit the entire model into the work area. So over here in this footing, we have provided the reinforcement using the bars, and after that we have used bar groups to provide the reinforcement. Now in today's session, we are going to use how you can provide the reinforcement in the footing using the components, and that is the most convenient way of providing the footing. So let's go to the view and then work area, and over there we will select the part over here. Okay, so here our footing is highlighted. Now we can go to the application and component box, and over here we can search for any application that you wish to provide the reinforcement. So I am using a pad footing over here, so I will simply select pad. Okay, so you will get an option of pad footing reinforcement 77, or you can simply just memorize the number and you can just hit 77 over here and you will get that option of pad footing reinforcement 77. Now once it is selected, you can come back to your model and you can just click on the footing and the reinforcement will be provided to it. After that, you can easily modify those reinforcements. Like you can see over here, we have our reinforcement. Now, if you wish to modify this, then how you can do that? You have to simply press the escape button and then you can just click on this reinforcement and a dialog box will open up where you can do the modification. So let's open this parallelly so that whenever we are doing any kind of change, we can simply see that in the model. Okay, so let's do the modification. So over here you can see the cover is provided by 25 mm in this side and 25 mm on this side, then the 50 mm on this side. So let's change it to 75 because you need, using the Indian standard code, the normal cover that is provided in the footing for the normal case is 75. Now click on modify. So you can see this has been modified. Okay, so like this you can simply modify all the things. Now what are the other things? So it has already been divided into three different zones, that is actual zone length 1, actual zone length 2 and actual zone length 3. That means you can simply provide different spacing to these zones. Okay, now the next thing that you can see over here is we have this secondary bar on the top and this primary bar at the bottom. That means our primary bar is at the bottom. So you can just go to the primary bar section and make changes in the primary bars. You can go to the secondary bar section and make changes in the secondary bar. So how to do that, I will just show you in a minute. Then we also have this laser bars. Now these are the laser bars that I am just pointing over here. Just follow my mouse and you can see the laser bar. So this is a laser bar and this is basically binding all the reinforcement that is provided in the footing. So you can see this is 1, 2 and 3 laser bar that is provided over here, and in the footing itself we have 2 laser bars. So you can just provide it or you can just get rid of this. How to do that we will learn in a minute. Then we have the attributes where we are going to learn how you can name these footings. Okay, then if you want to decide the spacing between the primary and the secondary bars, and what is the cover distance that they has to keep. Then you can also make the spacing from here, or you can also just create the square mesh or mesh aligned to the both sides. Okay, so like this you can also change the mesh distances. Then we have this primary bar. So you can also select the grade of the steel from here. How to do that? You have to just click over here, and then you can just go to FE500, and then you can go for a 16 dia main bar, or you can go for 12 dia main bar. So what are the type of the bar that you are using? You can just use it from here. Whether you are using a tie or a stirrup, that we will learn in the columns and the like beam section, but for here we will just go for this main bar. Okay, so like this you can make the changes. Then what is the bending radius? You can also change this bending radius. So what is the bending radius? I have already explained that in the previous section. That means while we are working with the bar group, so there I have already explained the bending radius, but it is basically this radius. Okay, so this is the bending radius. So it is 24 over here, but if you want, then you can also make the changes to it. Okay, now if you want to just keep it the same to all the things or all the zones, then you can just keep it like this. Or if you want to just make the changes, then you can also provide the different kind of bars with different spacing at different zones. Okay, then let's zoom out. Okay, then left bar bend length. Okay, so you can also decide the bar bend length over here. Okay, then you can also decide the hook length. So here it is 90 degree. You can make it a straight, click on modify, and you will see this has been modified. Okay, in the same way you can also modify this one. Okay, and the right end will also be modified. Like you can see, this has been modified now. Okay, or if you want to make it 135 degree, then you can also do the modification accordingly. So you can see this is now 135 degree. Or if you want, then you can also make it 180 degree. So like this, you can just customize all the things. So you can customize the angle, radius, and the length. So let's make it 90 degree, which was our default. So let's make it 90 over here also. So whatever you should need, you can simply do that in the Tekla Structures. Now, if you are willing to change the spacing, then you can also provide the spacing over here. Or you can also customize the spacing for all the 3 zones that are present over here. So let's change the spacing to say 300. Okay, and click on modify. Now just to monitor the primary bars, because we are just making the changes into primary bars. Okay, now you can see the spacing has been increased. Or you can also select it by number of bars. So if you want to say like provide 10 bars, so number of bars is 10 over here. So you can just click on modify, and you will see that 10 bars are present over here. Or if you want to just bring it back to the default, then you can also do it by default. Or if you want to just change it by the spacing, then you can also do it by spacing like this. Okay, so that was all about the primary bars spacing and placement. But there are a few more things, like in which direction you want your like primary bars, whether you want them in parallel to the longer dimension or you want them parallel to the shorter dimension. So you can also do the modification according to that. And you can see these primary bars are now placed according to the like in parallel to the shorter direction. So like this, you can simply just modify each and everything. Okay, where you want to place the primary bars. Then if you want to change the shape of it, then you can also do that. Okay, like suppose, let's see. Yeah, so you want this kind of shape. Then you can also click on modify, and you will see this kind of shape is visible over here. Let's make it a straight so that you can have a better idea of what I am modifying over here. So you can see like this, you can see the changes in the primary bars that are present over here. Okay, or you can just keep it like this, or even this. Okay, so like this, you can simply just select them and click on modify. First of all, select the reinforcement and click on modify. And let's bring it back to the default that was there earlier. Okay. So that was all about the primary bars. So what we have learned? We have learned that we can change the grade of the steel. We can also change the bending radius. We can also decide whether you want to provide these primary bars according to the spacing or by the number of bars. Then what are the different angles at which you can bend the bars, and you can also customize the hook. And when you use the customized hook option, then you will have different angle, radius, and the lengths. Okay, you will have to just go with that. And then you can provide the main bars, or you can say the primary bars, according parallel to the longer dimension or the shorter dimension. Then what are the different shapes that is available in Tekla Structures that you can use to provide the reinforcement in the footing for primary bars. Same is for the secondary bars. So all the options are same over here. I will just make the changes in the view so that you can just visualize it. Okay. So I haven't shown you how you can change the sizes. So let's see how you can do that. So suppose you want to provide if you 500 and like this is 20 dia bar. Okay. Now click on modify. So just select this and modify this. And you can see we have a thicker dia of bar. That means this one is 16, this one is 20. So like this, you can just make the changes over here. Okay, rest other things are same as the primary bars. So I'm not going to like use our time to just discuss the whole thing. Okay, now the next thing is laser bars. So these are the laser bars. The bar that you can see over here, the bar in the pink color, that is our laser bar. So if you want to just place it, you can place it. You can decide the number of bars by the spacing, or you want to just like see where to start and where to end it, or you can simply select no and click on modify, and this laser bar will be gone. So if you are not using the laser bar, that is not an issue. You can simply just turn that off. Okay. Then if you want, then you can also change the class of the bar. Okay, how you can do that? You can simply just change the class, like say I'm using the class 5 over here. So click on modify. So you can see the bar color has been changed. Now, if you want to go for the secondary bar with class 12 and click on modify, and you can see the class has been changed. So like this, you can simply just change the classes. Okay, so let's bring it back 13 and 3. So that is our original class. So you can simply just change the class to have a definite color. Same you can do for the laser bars, but here we have just turned off the laser bar, so it will not be visible over here. Okay. So like this, you can provide the reinforcement in your footing using the components over here. In the next class, what we are going to learn? So in the next class, we will learn about the next structural member and what is that. So we are starting from the base. So first one was footing. So next one will be column. Yeah, right. So we are going to talk about that column and how to provide the reinforcement. So I have already guided you how you can modify, or you can say the model the columns in Tekla Structures. So if you haven't watched that, then I will just give you the link how you can model the columns in Tekla Structures. And after that, you can simply just come to the next session where you are going to learn how you will provide the reinforcement over there. And guys, there is a wonderful news for all of you. If you want to start your career as a consultant, then there is a link that is given in the description. So you can just go ahead and visit our free webinar session. So in that, our sir has already defined how you can start your career as a consultant. So if you want to be a building consultant, go ahead and watch that free webinar. Thank you.